सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्परां दयाकरं दयाकारं दान्तं धर्मप्रवर्तकं प्रणमामि दयानन्दं मदाचार्यवरं परम्। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ नमो भगवते वैवस्वताय मृत्यवे ब्रह्मविद्याचार्याय नचिकेतसे च। सृज्यन्ते येषु स्रष्टव्याः प्राणिनः इति सर्गाः. Very nice definition of creation. What is creation? Sarga, creation means that in which all animal forms, all, not even animals, all life forms worth being created are created. Meaning fit for certain bodies, fit for certain lokas or certain jivas, and that creation happens in accordance with which laws is called sarga. So sarga is not an accidental manifestation. It's a deliberate manifestation in keeping with the mantra udyata karam. So the one with a raised hand, raised what is that called, ayudha, weapon, etc., is in keeping with that niyama. And then sharira bhavaya samartho bhavati. Kalpate means gets ready. Samartho bhavati becomes fit for sharira bhavam. Sharira bhavam means what? The existence of the body. Body cannot exist without the Atma's presence, so becomes sharira dharanaya kalpate. So sharira dharanaya, in order to take on a body, becomes fit. How do you become fit to take on a body? Have ajnanam, simple, yeah. Then you become to fit not only to take on one body, but body after body after body after body after body. You become so fit. So even if you say I am not fit, you are fit, Yeah. So you say I have to work out, I am not fit. You are fit. You are fit enough to have this body. And so Atma Ajnanam is enough. Self-ignorance is enough. You have custom called all kinds of bodies. For every jiva, there is various kinds of karmas sitting in this bank account called Sanchita. Sitting in the bank account called Sanchita, there are various karmas, and those karmas can fructify, have the potential to fructify into various forms of bodies. So many bodies, so many karmas. Things we don't even know, they are still being discovered. Deep sea creatures. You don't even know what they look like. And each one looks very funny because they don't have eyes. Why don't have eyes? They don't need to see, they are deep sea. Yeah, deep sea means they see deeply without eyes. So in deep sea there is no source of light, a very little light. So they don't need to see, they don't have eyes, but they have all these things, antennae and all, to go around and sense the presence of water, sense the presence of other beings, so that they don't go bump into in the night into other beings. All these things, all these various life forms, new viruses, COVID virus, that's a jiva. Those are all jivas. COVID virus is a jiva. a very vengeful jiva, like, I'm just imagining. A jiva that is just so upset that wants to wreak havoc. In the past, as a human being, wanted to wreak havoc, tathastu, and wanted a big army also along with itself. So all of you become what? Corona. That's the idea. And so like this, the various life forms are there. Ajnanam leads to sharira bhava, the existence of the body. Shariram grinhati ityarthah tasmat sharira visramsanat prak atmabodhaya yatnah astheyah. Yeah, so the shariram grinhati. Sharirattvaya kalpate means simply shariram grinhati. Grinhati takes on. So takes on one body. Actually it should be sharirani grinhati. It takes on various bodies at one at a time, of course, life after life after life. Tasmat, therefore, finally concludes sharira visramsanat prak atmabodhaya yatnah astheyah. Astheyah should be executed, should be there. What should be there? Should be attempted. What should be there? Atma bodhaya yatnaha. The effort to gain Atma knowledge must be there. When? Right now. When to gain self-knowledge is given right here, right now is the answer. So the fourth mantra talks about when to gain self-knowledge. And that is, so what is the answer? Now, yes, now is the answer. In this body, before it drops and before you take on other bodies which are not conducive for this knowledge, now you already have this body. So therefore what? Take this opportunity, take this time to study, because no other time is available and you don't know what time is available. Even in the course of one life, let's say you have a human life, there will be because of punya, there will be an opening to study. Time comes, there is time, there is space, I can study. But then I say, oh, another time, let me do this. Why? Because in between there is a plan for a picnic, family reunion. And oh, you love your family very much? No, actually, I can't even get along with the extended family. But then why should I not go to the picnic? I'll show them who I am. I'll go. I'll tell them how many achievements I have. I want to show off me and my family and my perfect children and my perfect spouse, with whom I'm fighting the rest of the time, but for the sake of the reunion. So therefore what? I will not study Vedanta. So this is lack of priorities. So even in the life, if one makes that kind of a choice, then what happens? Then there is a big gap. After that, that time may not come. The story that is illustrated is this. One fellow goes to Lord Krishna. Lord Krishna was growing old. This is after all the war and everything. An elderly Lord Krishna, one bhakta, approaches and says, I want nothing but self-knowledge. Can you please teach me self-knowledge? And Lord Krishna says, sure. Throat is little dry. Can you get me some water to drink? Oh, of course. The bhakta, the now turned shishya, is very happy. Oh, I get to do some seva. Fantastic. Off he goes, and the river is not very far away. It's right there, just like this ashram and Ganga. Goes there and then fills up the pot and then looks around who else is there, and then a sweet young thing is filling up her pot on the other side of the bank. And then what happens? Goes off, where do your parents live? I think we are very compatible. I think we should get married. Let me ask your parents' hand in marriage. So she also doesn't oppose. She also takes him to the house of the parents. They get married, and poor thirsty Krishna is forgotten. And then they continue to have a good life, and they continue to live, and then they have 3 children, and then what else? Then after that, one big flood comes to town, and then deluge, big deluge. All the children being, being still not very big, they don't know how to swim, they are gone. When the husband and wife, they just have each other, they are trying to hold each other's hands. Wife gets separated, she is also gone. Even though the husband is a strong swimmer, he is also very, very, challenged. But somehow, with the grace of the aforementioned Lord Krishna, who is still waiting for his water, gets saved. And then seeing all this water and seeing that there is water coming from his eyes also, because wife gone, children gone, and he is bereft. Then he says, "Oh my God, water, Lord Krishna." How long was it? Like 10 years later. 10 years he's been waiting for this water. OMG. And then fills up the water and takes to Lord Krishna. Lord Krishna is in Deva time zone. He said, "What is this?" Whatever his name was. "I've been waiting for 25 minutes and it takes 25 minutes to get the water is right there." So like this, the chance will not come. This is a Puranic story. In certain other versions of this, he also finally succumbs in the flood without ever gaining the chance to study the Upanishads from the Lord himself. And in this version, he comes back and Krishna tells him, "What were you doing? Half an hour it takes to go to the river. The river is right here." Half an hour in God time is equal to 10 years in human time, like that, to show that. So many obstacles comes, even forget life after life, even in this life, so many obstacles are there. Therefore, I take the chance to study Vedanta whenever the urge comes. And this is corroborated in both the Shruti and in the Prakarana Granthas. Prakarana Grantha, one we studied earlier, Sadhana Panchakam. Nijagrihat Turnam, what? Vinirgamyatam. Vinirgamyatam means go away without returning. No return. One-way ticket. To what? Ashram. One-way ticket. No return ticket. No going back to the place. Nijagrihat means from your own, leave your house quickly. That is how the first verse of the Sadhana Panchakam ends. Turnam Vinirgamyatam, from where? Nijagrihat. Because the house is very, it brings out the same patterns. That's why when you have left your parents' house and you are leading an independent life, when you go back to the parents' house, something strange happens. You feel like a small child. Even though you are studying, earning, whatever, you feel infantilized and powerless because they still treat you the same way, and then you also treat yourself and look at yourself the same way. So that is one reason. Second reason is that there are certain things familiar. Oh, I played with this when I was 5. Oh, this was mine when I was 10. This was my achievement when I was 15. Oh, this is my college yearbook. These are my transcripts. This is the ball. This is this is ball. This is ball gown. So like this, so many familiar things are there which engender certain kind of old ways of being which you are outgrowing, which you are in the process of leaving behind. But till the process is complete, if you go back and stay there, those old samskaras catch a hold of you. So therefore, just nijagrihat, quickly vinirgamyatam, quickly leave. This is what the Sadhana Panchakam says. And then in the Bhashya to the Aitareya Upanishad, Adi Shankara says, Yad aharam vrajet, tad aharam eva pravrajet. So with the day in which you have a small, shaky, tiny mumukshutvam like a lamp in the wind, almost gone out but there, here today, gone today, here tomorrow, gone tomorrow, that kind of a flickering mumukshutvam, when you feel the stirrings of that flickering desire for knowledge, desire for freedom, desire for a different kind of a life based on an inward pursuit. So don't say tomorrow I will act on it. Immediately leave, because that flickering mumukshutva will be overpowered by what? The winds of complacency, the winds of vasanas, the winds of indriya vishayas. So therefore leave quickly. Do not come back. This is the same thing here also. It is reiterated. All the Shrutis and Smritis and the Prakarana Granthas are in agreement. So when to study? Sharira Visramsanat Prak. And don't say, oh, the Sharira slipping from the body is when? Later. Not the Visramsa is later, not now. Why should I worry now? I am only 35 years old. So fall of the body means I'll have long time. You don't know. You don't know when the body will fall, when that Chuti will take place. We don't know. So now is the right time. And then next mantra, the fifth mantra says what? Where is the right place? For what? Atma Jnanam, Brahma Jnanam. First, when is the right time? Which is right now in this body itself. Then, where is the right place? Oh, that also has to be told? Apparently, because we are not terribly bright. So, the Upanishad has to specify everything. And so, introducing the next mantra, Adi Shankara says, Yasmat ihaiva atmanah darshanam adarshasthasya iva mukhasya spashtam upapadyate na lokantareshu brahmalokad anyatra sacha dushprapah katham ityuchyate. So, when to get this knowledge? Now. Where to get this knowledge? Now. But where means what? Here only. Now is the time, now is the place. So, now is the time was the essence of the fourth mantra, and in this loka is the place, is the meaning and the purport of the fifth mantra. So, yasmat, because ihaiva atmanah darshanam, in this loka, iha here does not mean this body, iha means what? This loka. Which loka? This bhuloka, where you are currently. Okay, don't say which loka, I don't know which loka I am. You come back, okay? Yeah, wherever you are, come back to this loka and then see that iha means this loka, right here where you are. This loka, this bhuloka where you are, ihaiva atmanah darshanam. The darshana is here not darshana. Ihaiva atmanah vijnanam. The knowledge of the Atma. Here, adarshasthasya iva mukhasya. Adarshasthasya iva mukhasya spashtam upapadyate. So here, forget that qualifier, forget that adarshasthasya iva mukhasya, we'll do that later. So, let's look at the skeletal sentence. Ihaiva atmanah darshanam spashtam upapadyate. Upapadyate is gained, is obtained. Spashtam means what? Clearly, distinctly obtained. Here only. Here doesn't mean in this body. Here means in this loka. Why can't here mean in this body? Because that was already the subject matter of the previous mantra. So here means in this loka alone, the Atmanaha darshanam spashtam upapadyate. In this loka alone, the gain of the Atma is very, very distinctly and clearly possible. How? Adarshasthasya. Adarshe sthitam. Mukham means adarshasthasya mukham. The face in the mirror. And of course, don't get all complicated on me. Don't say, what if the mirror is dirty? We are talking of a clean mirror. You have to understand. So, just as the face obtains in the mirror, how does it obtain in the mirror? Exactly as it is. So too, the Atma Jnanam takes place effortlessly in this loka itself. You don't have to go from place to place. And we can extend this argument. The Atma's knowledge takes place very clearly in this ashram itself. You don't have to go from ashram hopping from this ashram to that ashram. You don't have to ashram hop, because right here you can know. And similarly, because the Atma, because this Atma is clearly known in this loka itself, how? Like the face in the mirror. The face stationed in the mirror. The face in the mirror, you recognize. You say, that is me. That's my face. You clearly recognize. You don't look around who else is standing there. You don't start fighting with the mirror like animals in front of the mirror. Dog will start barking, thinking it's another dog. Thankfully, with human beings, that is not the case. You don't think somebody has come to punch you, and you go like that, and that person also goes like that. No, you recognize yourself, you see yourself what? Ananyatvena, as non-separate from oneself, as not separate from myself. Just as I am reflected. So in this loka itself, Atma Jnanam, this loka is made for Atma Jnanam. This body is made for Atma Jnanam. Fourth mantra, fifth mantra, this loka along with this body is made for Atma Jnana. You don't have to go for any other loka. First of all, in Bhoga Sharira, knowledge is not possible. Why? Because you have to be first karta, and then you get miserable, then you do karma yoga, then you get out of kartritva buddhi by doing karma yoga, then you get pramana, vyapara, vichara, and then shastra, guru, etc. Then you get this knowledge. So in this loka alone it is possible, because in Swarga, etc., what are you busy doing? Enjoying. And in that enjoyment, who remembers Atma? No one. No one remembers Atma. And so therefore, poor Atma, so sadly misunderstood by the whole universe. And so here is the place. Here alone we can see clearly. Then further, na lokantareshu. In other lokas, this knowledge will not take place, as the verse will describe, as the mantra will describe. Except there is one exception. Brahmalokat anyatra. In Brahmaloka, yes, this knowledge clearly takes place. And then you pack your bags and say, what? I'm gone. Here I come, Brahmaloka. Wait. What? Such a dushprapaha. Dushprapaha means not easily gained. What do you have to do to go to Brahmaloka? If we had to list all this, we'd be here till the end of the next course. That many things you have to do. So, all kinds of upasanas, and then all kinds of what else? The yajnas. Whole day yajna. Oh, whole night rest. No, whole night upasana. That's what it is. When do I sleep? Don't ask. You want to go to Brahmaloka or not? Yeah. Okay, then shut up and do this. This is what it is. The recipe for Brahmaloka is so difficult, and then having gone there you are disappointed. Because you find Lord Brahmaji teaching this very verse, the same verse, adding insult to injury. It's like already there is a gaping wound and you put some namak. What is namak in English? Salt. You put sprinkle some salt on the gaping wound. Because when you go there, Lord Brahmaji says, Kathopanishad. Okay, already the heart is sinking a little bit. And then he says, please open the book to page mantra 2, 3, 4. And you just say, oh no. Yeah. And then you take 2, 3, 4 as 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm out of here. Because what's the point? I've already studied this. And very easily sat and studied this without doing a single yajna and without doing even the U for upasana. Nothing I did. And still I got the essence of this verse. So, Brahmalokat anyatra, what is there? It's not possible. A clear vision of Atma is not possible. And then, what else? Then in Brahmaloka itself, you can't go because it is dushprapaha. Dushprapaha. How? Iti uchyate. Katham iti uchyate. Yatha darshe tathatmani. Yatha swapne tatha pitraloke. Yatha psupariva dadrishe. Tatha gandharvaloke. Chaya tapayoriva. Brahmaloke. Yeah. So, here, again a little bit of a vague verse that needs explanation. Yatha adarshe. Thankfully, the Acharya Adi Shankara has explained to us what this adarsha business is, like looking at the face in the mirror. Yatha adarshe, and we have to add mukham iva, like the face in the mirror in the example. Tatha atmani. Yatha darshe tatha atmani. As in the mirror, so one sees the self. As one sees the face in the mirror, so one sees the self in the loka, in the buddhi. Effortlessly ityartha. And then what happens? Then you go to Pitraloka. Pitraloka, why can't I get this knowledge? Yeah, you can get. Yatha swapne tatha pitraloke. So let's say you have a dream. Then when you wake up, how is the dream? Vague. That's why people keep a journal by the bedside. Those who seriously do dream journaling, as soon as they wake up, they start even writing in the dark. Because this is a way of processing. They start writing in the dark, then only as they are writing they put on the light because they want to document everything they remember. The dream is hazy, it is vague. And by the time you wake up, if you don't remember it quickly, dissipates. Yatha darshe tathatmani. In this loka, it's not like that. Just like the face in the mirror, the Atma is clearly understood in this loka. And then if you go to Pitraloka, it is like a dream. You catch it now, you don't catch it now. It's vague. And not only is it vague, you don't remember what all its purport was. And then someone said, I got enlightened in my dream. Oh really? How nice. Guru came. Do you know this guru? No, some generic guru. Came, Dadi Wala, some generic guru with a beard came in the dream and gave me Mahavakya Upadesha. Mahavakya Vichara Upadesha. Taught me Tattvamasi. Where? In the dream. That's why I am, cancelling my admission to the next 3-month course. Why? Because I already got this in the dream. Do you remember anything? No. Then, just like that. So, even if you get Mahavakya Upadesha in the dream, when you wake up how? Unenlightened about your nature. Because the dream state is very, very vague. Vaguely you remember. So, Pitraloka also, vague ideas will be thrown around. You are Atma. I think you are, am I Atma? Yes. I think I'm Atma. What about you? You're also Atma? Oh, that's interesting. But it's not clear. Like a dream, it's not clear. And then what happens? One more loka, 4 lokas are taken. Iha loka, and then what else? Pitru loka. Then the third one is where Gandharva loka. Gandharvas means musical celestials. Yeah. So, those that come to preside over your Saturday satsangs, all the Gandharvas, they are there blessing you because they are very happy. They come, even if you don't invite them, they come and they see you all singing and feel very, very happy. So, these Gandharvas have their own loka. The music apparently is very mesmerizing, not like here. We just have 4 noise-making things and we keep making noises. So, and then, not like here. They have very, very subtle things. You just touch it and it starts playing. And then many, many different kinds of instruments that our own Nachiketa right here was promised so that he would be bribed to not ask about Atma Vidya. And what did he say to Lord Yama? Tavaiva vahaha tavanritya gite. Keep your chariots and your charioteers and keep your song and dance and singers and dancers with you only. I don't want it. So here Gandharva Loka, they are just singing most of the time, or they might even be dancing. If you go to a special corner of the Loka, Punya Visheshat, because of extra Punya you go there, they are not only singing but also dancing. In this song you are mesmerized, and then what? You become part of the song and you don't remember Atma, you don't even think about asking for Atma knowledge. So it's like looking into, what is that? Apsu iva paridrishyate. Apsu iva. Looking, apsu here means moving body of water. This prachalita, that water, prachalita jale iva. So the jala that has been taken with a stick and made to move, and then you look at your face there, what happens? You just see some outline, shifting outline. And even otherwise, you just see a dark shadow. Even if the water is still, you don't see your face clearly. This is how it is in Gandharva Loka. Mesmerized by the music, one is going back and forth, side to side, one is enjoying. And because of that enjoyment, even the vision of Atma as the truth of the enjoyer and enjoyed is not at all properly understood. And so, therefore, what? Therefore, yeah, and then Brahmaloka, to be very honest with you, it's very clear. It's just like distinguishing between Chaya and Atapa. What is Chaya? Name of an ashram worker. No, okay, yeah, that is her name, but she is not what we are talking about. So, Chaya, Atapa, shadow and light, can you distinguish or not? Yes. So it is as clear as distinguishing shadow and light. Where? In Brahmaloka. In Brahmaloka, the vision of I as non-divided, non-dual from everything else is very, very clear. So this is a very objective verse. It's not saying don't go to Brahmaloka. Adi Shankara says don't go to Brahmaloka. It doesn't say, it just gives you exactly where all you can see the Atma in what way. So 2 lokas are affirmed. What are the lokas? For Atma Jnanam. What are they? Bhuloka, Brahmaloka. 2 lokas are negated for Atma Jnanam. What are they? Pitriloka and Gandharva Loka. So this is, see, Brahmaloka is very difficult to get, very difficult to catch. Very difficult to get. It's just for very few. They are like an elite club which charges so much that no one can join except the uber rich. Uber here means not people who got rich from Uber, yeah, but Uber here in the sense of really, really rich. Ultra rich people only can go to these clubs. And what happens in the clubs, they only know. But our normal people cannot go. and you have to pay these dues, you have to have a reference from 2 other previous members about your standing in the society. You should have paid something to some people, like you have to done some work, etc. Then you are a member of this club. And so Brahmaloka is like that kind of an exclusive club, not open for business for most of the people who have not done all the sadhanas to get into Brahmaloka. But Brahmaloka becomes very attractive because forbidden sweet is fruit. No, that didn't sound right. What is that? Forbidden fruit is sweet. So if you say you can't have it, you want it even more. You want it. So going to Brahmaloka, what is it like going to Brahmaloka? How hard can it be? Is illustrated by the following ancient example. There is one water bird. What is that called? Stands with one leg. Yeah. Heron, crane, something it's called. Yeah, this heron is there standing with one leg. So a tutorial on how to catch a heron. How to catch the heron? It is said you take a pat of butter, okay? You take a little butter ball and then you go to the heron and keep it on its head and you pat it, okay? And then you come away and watch. Then what will happen? It is standing in the sun, and so the butter, the ajyam will melt and then cover its eyes. All the oil, the buttery oil will cover its eyes and it won't be able to see where it's flying. So then you can catch it easily. Then you can go catch it when it is not able to see. This is very, very funny, because if you could go and put a pat of butter on its head, yeah, why not catch it at that time? Yeah, so Brahmaloka going, these ancient jokes are hard to catch, yeah. So as hard to catch as the water heron, okay. So Brahmaloka going is like first putting melted butter, a pat of butter on the head of the crane, and then waiting for it to melt and affect its vision, and then going and catching it. So here, what is the crane represents? The crane represents Shastra. So the Shastra is right here in this loka. In this loka itself it can be caught. Why do this whole thing? Why postpone it unto this Brahmaloka, which is very, very difficult to catch? So therefore, the various ways in which the self is understood is given, and this mantra also further reiterates the message of the previous mantra. Why should not self-knowledge be postponed? It cannot be postponed because right here you see very clearly. Therefore it cannot be postponed. Right now in this body you see clearly. Therefore it cannot be postponed. And so there is an urgency in this mantra. Cannot be postponed, because in other lokas, what are you? You are, you have to work very hard. And so, what does the Bhashya say? Yatha adarshe pratibimba bhutam atmanam pashyati lokah anyat atyanta viviktam. Yeah. So the example is very clear. Yatha, in which manner? Adarshe, in the mirror. Pratibimba bhutam atmanam pashyati. In the mirror, one sees the reflected self. Self here means body, mind, sense complex. Just as in the mirror, as easily as one sees the reflected self, how? Atyanta viviktam, very distinctly. And we can add anayasena cha. So very easily and very distinctly one can see, just like in the mirror, tatha iha atmani. So too in this loka, in which I have this particular upadhi. What is the upadhi? Swabuddhi, in our buddhi. Adarshavat, like even a clear mirror. Adarshavat nirmali bhutayam vivikta atmanah darshanam bhavati ityarthah. So right here in this loka, where you have this kind of a buddhi, that is possible to be cleaned and made receptive to this knowledge. So in this buddhi, without anything, without the need for any other loka, in this buddhi itself there is a clear reflection of the I as Brahman. Darshanam bhavati iti arthah. Yatha swapne aviviktam jagrat bhasana udbhutam tatha pitrloke aviviktam eva darshanam atmanah karmaphala upabhoga asaktatvat. Yeah. So, in the same manner, as what the dream, yatha swapne, just like in the dream, aviviktam, vague, not distinct, unclear. The dream is unclear. Why? Because it is the jagrat bhasana udbhutam. It is the rehashing, the regurgitation of the waking experience is indeed the dream. And in the waking experience it was very clear, but when you have a dream it is very hazy and vague. So just like in the dream you have this hazy, vague sense of something, but you don't know what that thing is. And similarly, in the Pitraloka, it is like a dream. Atma is like a dream. So in the dream what happens? Dream Guru comes. Dream Guru teaches dream Mahavakya. To who? You who is the dream Shishya. Dream Guru means what? Not dream Guru, the Guru of my dreams. No. Dream Guru means not dreamasya guruhu, but dreame guruhu. So the one that is in the dream. Yeah. Oh, this is the Guru of my dreams. Don't go there. Here we have to just take it as it is. So the dreame bhavam, that is what it is. That Guru which is appearing in the dream. So that Guru which appears in the dream, along with that book which appears in the dream, along with that Shishya, namely yourself, which appears in the dream, even if Mahavakya Upadesha is given, even the Pramana Vyapara, even the operation of the Pramana is hazy. It is not clear. That's why dream enlightenment does not lead to waking state enlightenment. Oh, that's too bad. So I have to do this all over in the waking state? Yes. You have to do it in the waking state because that is where it counts. Are you sad in the dream? No, not often, not at all. So then if you are not sad in the dream, you don't have to remove the sadness in the dream. Are you sad in the waking state? Yeah, okay. That's exactly where the teaching, that is exactly where the teaching has to happen. So therefore, like in the dream, everything is hazy, everything is unclear. In Pitraloka also, there will be some hush whisperings of the Atma. Yes, Jagat Karanam Brahma. And then what else? Tattvamasi, Sarvam Kalvidam Brahma, Ishavasyam. Like this it goes away. Ishavasyam what? That sounded interesting. Yeah, not clear. And it is not remembered, it is not caught properly, the methodology is not understood. And Pitraloka is just like this because you are busy having family reunions. I told you this is what Pitraloka is. It's a afterlife family reunion. All the ones that were there before you have gone, and then they are there, and you wonder what their life is like, and you keep going there, and then this is a Pitraloka is a family reunion in the afterlife. So then what is there? You just want to see what have they brought, what has this one brought. Oh, you brought only some soft drinks, you didn't make anything, cook anything from home. You will be asking one of the ancestors, what is this? You just brought one bread. Is that something to even bring? I thought you'll bring something interesting. And then you just keep looking here, looking there, because why? Phalabhoga asakti is there. So the desire to do upabhoga of the Pitraloka. Let me see some shrines to the ancestors. Let's go on a Pitraloka tour. Let's do this, let's do that, let's go here, let's go there. All this keeps us busy in the Pitraloka, and there is no time for Atma. Even if there is time for Atma, the Atma Upadesha is vague. Lots of blank spaces are there in between. How did I get from Tvam to Tat? Don't know. Like that vagueness is there. Phalabhoga, because of the Phalabhoga asakti. Yatha cha apsu avivikta avayavam atmarupam pariva dadrishe paridrishyate iva. So, like in the waters. So now we are going from the Pitraloka to which loka? Gandharva Loka. So in the Gandharva Loka also it is unclear. The darshanam of Atma, Atma Jnanam is unclear even in the Gandharva Loka. How is it unclear? Yatha apsu. So the Atma Rupam is not clear. How is it? Avivikta Avayava Rupa. So Avivikta Avayava Rupa means the parts of the face don't shine. The nose does not shine as the nose. The ears do not shine as the ears. All the limbs are very undistinct. So when you look in the water, sometimes you just see a shadow. You don't really see the face. Especially in a moving water, you see one ear going this side, and then you see one eye somewhere like this. All the avayavas are jumbled up. So all the avayavas are jumbled up. So you really don't know what the face looks like. And similarly in the Pitraloka, in the Gandharva Loka, the Atma Rupam paridrishyate iva. How paridrishyate? Aviviktam paridrishyate. It is not distinct. Indistinctly it shines. And what is this pariva dadrishe? So the pari and dadrishe are not together. You can never, the upasarga is married to the word, the pratyaya is married to the stem. So here you cannot really separate, but only chandas can separate. That's why it is called chandasa prayoga. So Atma Rupam, how is it seen? Paridrishyate iva. And paridrishyate means is seen unclearly. Aviviktam paridrishyate iva. So this is what is in the Gandharva Loka. So tatha Gandharva Loke aviviktam eva atmanah darshanam. Atmano darshanam Gandharva Loke aviviktam eva. Evam cha lokantareshu api shastra pramanyat avagamyate. He adds a little addendum to this. So he doesn't want us to think that in other places, in other lokas, we come to know the Atma. How? We just come to know the Atma by itself without pramana vyapara. You have to use the pramana, Shastra pramana here, or Shastra pramana in Brahma Loka, or Shastra pramana in Gandharva Loka. Any object is known only because of the knowing of the means of knowledge, and So too Atma is known because of Shastra Pramana, which is the means of knowledge for this Atma, Avagamyate. He adds this so that we don't think we can go to Gandharva Loka, no need for Pramana, Acharya, Shastra, nothing, and we can get this knowledge. There also there will be Acharyas, there also there will be Shastra. That is importantly he points out. Chhaya tapayoho iva atyanta viviktam brahmaloke eva ekasmin. Yeah, atyanta viviktam. So atyanta viviktam means what? Extreme clarity is there. Extreme clarity is there, and atyanta viviktatvam is there because there is, in other worlds, in one alone. Ekam means in this one Brahmaloka alone, it is absolutely distinct, like what? Shadow and light. And one is the cause of the light. The sun, which is the cause of the light, is the cause of the shadow also. Light is the cause of shadow, and the shadow is not mistaken for light. So then it is very hard to reach, Adi Shankara will say. Atyanta eva ekasmin loke. Brahmaloke ekasmin means in that one place alone, it is very clear. Such a dushprapah, and that is very difficult to gain. Difficult to gain means what? It's a euphemism. Impossible to gain. Atyanta vishishta karma jnana sadhyatvad. So sadhyatvam asti brahma lokasya. Brahma lokasya sadhyatvam asti. Sadhyatvam means it is away from you, it is to be reached. So that status of sadhyatvam, to be gained, ness, is there for Brahmaloka. Then what kind of sadhyatvam? Sadhyatvam atyanta vishishta karmajnana sadhyatvam. So the sadhyatvam, the method of reaching is atyanta, extreme. Atyanta here means extreme upasana, extreme tapas, extreme kind of rituals. Very, very difficult to go to Brahmaloka, and they have made it purposely so that you can get it easily here. Why go somewhere putting butter on the head of the heron? That is the idea. So, iva atyanta viviktam brahmaloke eva ekasmin. Such a dushprapah sadhyatvat. How sadhyatvat? Atyanta vishishta karma jnana sadhyatvat. Because it is very difficult to gain because of extreme and difficult karmas and extreme and difficult meditation. What does this mean? Tasmat atmadarshanaya ihaiva yatnah kartavyah iti abhiprayah. Yeah, so tasmat, therefore, what should one do? Atmadarshanaya, in order to understand the Atma, what should one do? Atraiva, in this place alone. Yatnaha kartavyah, here only you do the striving. And don't trust me when I say that the Atma Darshanam, Adi Shankara is saying, please understand that Atma Darshanam or Atma Jnanam in Brahmaloka is like 3 full lifetimes at least of 3-year courses. All the time study. How much it will take out of one? Even 3 classes one day we can barely survive. So what to talk of 3 lifetimes of many 3-year courses. So if you live up to 100, let's say, or even 90, how many 3-year courses? From birth to death, that's all you're doing. That's how it is like going to Brahmaloka. No time for anything else. And you feel dull because you feel like you have done so much karma, so much upasana, you just don't know how to do anything, and then you just feel dull and you just go like this, yeah. Yeah, where in Brahmaloka. Having got there, you are so tired that you don't even, you just don't care about Atma anymore. Ah, there is Brahmaji. Okay, good, yeah. That's all. Darshan ho gaya. Namaste astu Bhagavan. That's all you do. So, what is the best time to gain this knowledge? Now. What is the best place to gain this knowledge? Here. So, what did you study in verses 4 and 5? Now and here. Yeah. And before that, this and that. So, this and that is gained where? Here and now. Yeah. Om Purnavadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Mevavashishyate Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om